Welcome to She Speaks by Atleta Filipina, our conversations with Filipina champions. We want to have candid conversations with our athletes on their struggles, wins, and secrets to excellence that will inspire everyone to push limits, rise stronger, and win their own battles in life. I'm Vigo, your host. And to introduce the guest for this episode, it's quite a long list of achievements, but stick with me, this is so amazing. So she is an 8-time PVL Best Setter, 2-time UAAP champion with the Ateneo Lady Eagles, and 6-time PVL champion with the Creamline Cool Smashers. Last year, she led Las Filipinas to a historic bronze medal in the ABC Women's Challenge Cup and back-to-back bronze medal finishes in the Southeast Asian V-League. Now, she's playing in the Japan V-League Division 1 with the Denso Airybees, where she helped lead the team to a championship in the 2023 to 2024 season. And this year, she was awarded Miss Volleyball in the PSA Awards Night. Let's give it up for my longtime friend also, Jia de Guzman. Hi, Jia!
Hi, V. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been such a long time. Like, we were just talking na, hindi nga natutuloy yung mga catch-ups. Pero, at least dito, there's going to be we're really gonna catch up with each other.
Yes. It's been so long since we last talked nga.
Yeah, and then, well, ang funny because I was actually doing your intro, right? Then I was going back also to like, we did graduate at the same time in 2017 because
Yes, we did.
you forgoed your last year in the UAAP to turn pro. So sabi ko, that's why we have that photo together sa graduation. Yeah.
Yeah. How that was 2017. Parang if we look back now, parang it's been a while since we were in college. Actually, parang yeah, Miguel and I were just talking about it also, how long it was since we graduated.
Pero honestly, like, I think all of us still look the same.
Oh, yes. I would like to agree.
May youthful glow pa rin. Yeah, so Gia, like for She Speaks, one thing special about it is that when we start our interviews, we started with a positive and uplifting and light question for our athletes. So my question for you is, where is your go-to place in Japan that you could recommend to us?
So here in Japan, we have every week a day and a half off to ourselves because, we train twice a day. We have back-to-back games every weekend. But a day and a half isn't like a long time for us to travel far also. So the nearest big city to my apartment is Nagoya. And actually, Nagoya is one of the big cities here in Japan, but it's not as popular as Osaka and Tokyo. But we're like right in between Osaka and Tokyo also. So for me, that's my go-to place because it's like everything you can find in Osaka, the shopping, and Tokyo also. Nagoya's like a quiet version of it. Like all of the tourists are swarming those cities, and Nagoya is just like you get to experience the quiet part of Japan, but at the same time, you don't miss out on the things that you find in Japan cities also.
Oh, yeah. Nagoya is one city that I've not been to because I was telling you a while ago, I did study in Japan, but I went to Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto, Hiroshima. But yeah, Nagoya, I heard that the food's good also there. So would you agree?
Yes. Yes, the food is great, really.
Oh.
Japanese food, period, is really great.
Yeah, and where you go, diba, masarap.
Yes, and the sushi is so fresh. Sushi is my number one here.
Nice. Mapapa-Japan na ako. Doon na tayo mag-catch
Tara na
up din.
kasi. Tara na kasi.
Ano, Sempak Piso Sale, please sponsor. Yeah, ayun. So, yun, like, it's been, 8 years since the UAP where you where you started actually building your career then. And now that you're playing abroad in Japan, I feel like we really want to dive into this conversation because it really inspires girls that, you are like breaking the glass ceiling also, that okay, like I have an opportunity now to play in Japan when I get as good as Gia de Guzman. So yeah, like my question also was like, did you ever dream about playing abroad when you were a young girl?
Um, I can't say I did because for me, I knew that it was going to be hard. Like when I was starting out playing volleyball, I started grade school, high school, played in university, and then when I went pro, of course, people would start to ask me like, "Have you ever thought about pursuing playing abroad?" And I distinctively remember conversations like this, and I would always say the same answer, like, it's going to be really hard, especially for my position as a setter, because around that time there were already like a few Filipina spikers who got the chance to play abroad, and there was never a setter invited because for me, thinking about it, if I want to play in another country as a setter, I would have to stay there for at least half a year or maybe a year because the language barrier is the biggest uh, challenge for me. I'm playing a position that needs to be able to communicate with every spiker inside the court, and not to mention the level of setting and volleyball in other countries is pretty high. So that's me putting like so much like so many barriers just for myself without
Oh.
them even saying it to me. But right now it's just surreal being here in Japan, playing you know in one of the best countries in Asia in terms of volleyball. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Now that you gave more context about the of your role in being a setter now, wow, like you are living like the unexpected dream talaga, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
So,
yes. And I'm on my second season here already, and it still feels surreal because, like, I love Japan. Even if I don't come here for volleyball, I love Japan. So, being able to live my dream as a setter import in a country that I really love going to, man, I'm really living the dream.
oh, nice. And how did the opportunity come about naman?
So, in one of my last conferences with Creamline, um, my agent reached out to me and told me that one of the teams in Japan wanted to reach out to me and ask if I was interested in playing for their team, the Denso Airybees, who are playing in Division 1, also the highest division here in Japan. So for me, it's like I didn't expect it. I was actually like watching a movie in the mall, like mid movie, and then I received the message and I had to walk out, and I was just looking at my phone for like an hour until it hit me that, man, this is what I've been praying for. This is like the dream for me. So for me, I really wanted to pursue it. I had no doubts about going for it. But of course, that would mean like the week after I finish my last conference with Creamline, I have to fly to Japan as soon as possible. So while we were playing our last conference, of course, my focus was there with Creamline. But also thinking about it, I told my family, Miguel, my husband knows also. But thinking about it, like, I'm going to be away from home for 9 months
Yeah.
because that's how long they need me to stay in Japan. But everyone is so supportive, even my teammates back in the Philippines. So I'm really blessed about that.
Yeah. Like, especially ano you've been playing in the PVL for a very long time, and you were with Creamline for that long also. So it
Yeah.
was really such a blessing to just be given the go signal din, 'di ba? And then
Yes.
and I remember I think you also just got married also, like to shout out to Migs who said hi to us a while ago. But yeah, like how so you guys had to also I don't know, like make a quick decision. Like was it easy for both of you to do so?
It was because, like I mentioned, I love Japan. Miguel loves Japan. And since we were already married, it was possible for me to apply for a spouse visa for him to have him here in Japan with me or to fly back and forth if needed so that he can also work back in the Philippines. And yeah, I'm really thankful because I don't think I'd be able to do this if Miguel wasn't as supportive as he is right now. I'm really blessed to have him also in my life.
Na-imagine na parang, tara! Ngayon
No,
na, tara!
legit, like, when? Let's go now. Like, wait, we have to fix papers and everything because I have to get an OFW and everything and fix my passport and my visa. It's like, okay, so do I have to fix stuff too so that we can just go? It's like, okay.
Oo, 1 week lang. Grabe, grabe Grace ni Lord. So yun, like just going to Japan and like you were just given almost like a week to prepare, diba? I'm sure there were a lot of like adjustments that you also had to go through and mentioned it, and you also mentioned that language barrier is one. So like how did you get like a grip of your life there now?
It actually took me months before I could settle down here and adjust to the new volleyball culture, adjust to the language also because for my first 2 months here, none of my teammates could speak English. Like if they could speak English, it's like broken English that I really have to piece together. But um, here in Japan, the culture is if they can't speak English well, they tend to be really shy. So they tend to avoid foreign people. So that's what happened with me in my first 2 months. Like I barely had anyone to talk to. So I said I have to really learn their language. So when they found out that I was trying to learn their language more, Duolingo or Netflix or have the team translator teach me things in Japanese, and then they got to know me a little better, then they started studying English on their own also.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm really happy because the girls here, they're super kind, they're really funny, and it helped me settle in better because every day I play with them, I train with them. It's a team sport, but it's hard not being able to talk or communicate with any of them. And then volleyball is pretty repetitive also. So we have some coaches who don't speak English also, but when they give instructions, it's usually the same things every drill. So I can retain it better. And if I don't understand something, I just ask my teammates what it means. And then now, like, I don't need a translator during training or during the game because the terms are very repetitive also. Yeah, and although I do feel homesick sometimes, but having Miguel here and also technology, like I can call my family anytime back in the Philippines, it made it much easier to get used to life here in Japan.
Yeah, I'm glad that you also like prioritize building a relationship with your teammates kasi I believe that support system is so important when you're an athlete din, and team sport pa na you really have to be together. And I think in Japan ganun din yung culture nila, no, even in volleyball na you value oneness.
Yes. Yes, especially if everyone is, working hard towards a goal. It's the same as how we are with our teams in the Philippines. It's just here they speak a different language, but volleyball is a universal language no matter what language you speak. So even if we don't speak the same words, like gestures or if you put volleyball players on the court, it's quite easy to blend together and get used to each other, especially if you're training twice a day every day for months.
Yeah, and that's similar to your experiences as a national team athlete. You've been competing internationally since your under 23 days in 2015, diba? So that's already like 10 years.
I know. You mentioned under 23 and then I remembered in a few months I'm turning 30. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yes. Tayo, we're all the same age. Tapos
Yes.
same. Yeah, ang daming yeah, this year was all about, oh no, I'm gonna have a lot of those like I'm turning 30 reflections.
I kind of stopped counting after 25. So
Oo, totoo yan, totoo yan. Ayun. Yeah, like you so it's good din eh. Like you've been I'm sure you've met like so many friends from other countries then like in Thailand, sa Southeast Asia and yun like you're able to like inspire each other then. I remember you really had you really had a idol na setter in Thailand. What's her name again?
her name is Nutsara Tomkom.
Yan. Oo. Like, do you still get to play against her?
No, she actually retired a few years ago from the Thailand national team. Right
Oh.
now, she's playing in different countries. She's playing in the
Yeah.
US right now in their
Ah.
professional tournament. And I don't know, of course, she's a veteran. She's quite my senior. But I was so happy I got to play a few years against her,
Uh-uh.
especially when she was leading Thailand. And Thailand, as we know, is like a big powerhouse in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, pero you never know. Like, just like your dream here in Japan, baka may unexpected like match-up game ulit kayo.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Yeah. And speaking about the Philippine team din, like just the result of Philippine women's volleyball in the Asian and Southeast Asian level, I think like last year was yung pinaka breakthrough din. Would you agree that last year, like just the results of winning that historic bronze, then back-to-back bronze medal finishes in the Southeast Asian V League, do you think like we're at our top form na?
Um, yeah, last year was quite a big achievement talaga for us in the national team, especially like after so many years of me being in the national team back when I was under 23. uh, didiin natin yun ng onte. But I wanted to say that also because I know last year was a big feat, pero malayo pa ang pwedeng maabot talaga ng national team. And it really took all of those years, every year that we expose ourselves in international volleyball, we get better. Although we don't see it immediately, every year that we win or every year that we lose big tournaments, I'm sure last year that was us, that was years of hard work from the past national teams na naging big result lang last season. So hopefully, and we say this every year, that we get to continue this program, if not for us, for the future generations naman, even if we're not part of the national team anymore.
Yeah, and Gia, actually, the national team makeup also last year was there were a lot of young bloods din talaga. So
Yes.
when you guys were going to compete in the ABC Challenge Cup, yes, like it was in Rizal Memorial home court. Pero were there like challenges like the team culture or like were there like doubts ba from the public that you guys wanted to prove wrong?
There were a lot of doubts, yes.
Ah.
Of course, all of us were coming off of our club seasons or UAAP seasons. And it's true that we only had not even a week to prepare together. We only had 3 days to train as a complete team before we played in ABC. So obviously, we're going into the tournament not expecting anything. And like from day one, we just told everyone, just whatever your best is right now, just bring it. And if there are any adjustments you need from sets to where you want the other people on court and everything, just say it. Like we obviously don't have time to, na magkahiyaan pa or magkapaan sa loob ng courts because since last ABC we played on home court, of course we wanted to give the best that we can for our fellow Filipinos, but at the same time, we also know that we were at a big disadvantage playing against teams that have been together for years. But the talent that we had last season in the last Filipinas, it was big. Like the young players that that I never thought I would play with, because yes, I am a veteran now.
Yes.
In a year already with that.
Parang na-expect ko yun na eh. Like, yes.
Yeah, I never thought I would be able to play with the girls that I played with last year. Like when I first saw the lineup, I was like, may laban, pwede. But we need time together. But when we were playing on court, for some reason it felt easy. It felt so light. Everyone was competitive, and even the young players, they were bringing things on court that us veterans couldn't. But at the same time, us, like me, Don, and the other seniors in Alas Filipinas, we had the experience to help them also, and the way that we blended and came together as a team to win that historic bronze medal, that was surreal. Like I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, because um we just wanted to make it to the semifinals, honestly, because semifinals was the biggest achievement that we thought we could get, because we were also playing against some young teams, but there were also like strong seasoned teams. And then we found ourselves in the bronze match against a much taller, much stronger Australian team.
Yeah.
And then we came home with a bronze on Philippine soil.
Yeah.
That was crazy. But then after that, we were going to play in Korea, exhibition game, and then the back-to-back CV League games. We were like, okay, so we set our bar pretty high. So the pressure is going to be much higher. But we just wanted everyone to remember that we are also a new team coming into last national team's season. So yeah.
Oo, parang you guys gave yourself like a lot of grace with that. Yet you were so expectant and ready for success din, 'di ba? That led to like that bronze medal finish in ABC, and then back to back pa sa Southeast Asian V League. Yeah, ang galing. Like really excited for this year 2025, because I know that you guys have a lot of competitions lined up, and yun din we were talking about your Philippine team break, 'di ba? How's that looking like?
What break?
What break? I sorry. Like, parang break from professional, naging, pero magna-national team, hindi pala break.
Walang break pag national team.
Yeah, but you have, aside from the SEA Games at the end of this year, I think you guys have some major tournaments coming up, no?
Yes, we still have an ABC tournament again coming up, and then the CV League games again. And hopefully some training camps also abroad, so that we can really prepare for all of those tournaments. Yeah.
Nice. Ayun, like we'll mark that in our calendars. Yes. Okay. So this month also, March, it's International Women's Month, and we have an advocacy campaign by Dove Philippines for International Women's Day. So Dove aims to shine a light on the unseen battle called the Invisible Game. The Invisible Game is an internal battle of body insecurities that female athletes face daily. So I'm sure like we both had that also. And so what the Invisible Game is, in the practical sense, it's like it could be from the pressure to meet unrealistic beauty standards, or there's self-doubt that creeps in after negative comments, and just body insecurities that are heightened by societal pressures. So this mental struggle is often overlooked. So that's why Atleta Filipina and Dove are aligning in this campaign, because we want to recognize confidence, resilience, and self-acceptance are just as important as skill and strength. And through this conversation with you, Gia, like we hope to be able to inspire more female athletes and girls to continue staying in their sport and overcome their own invisible game. So back to you, Gia. So in line with this campaign naman, have you ever fought your own invisible game against body insecurity?
Yes. All my life.
Oh,
Ever since I started playing, and even until now
oh
that I'm
yeah.
playing here. Yeah.
Yeah, so what was that biggest body insecurity naman as an athlete?
I think it would be two things.
Yeah.
Of course, uh, my legs. That's one. And the second is my height.
Okay.
Yes, in volleyball, because height is such a big thing, it is an advantage. It's a big, big advantage, especially if you're going up against taller players and you have to jump up the net and reach the block. Of course, I struggled with that. I'm not the tallest player or the highest jumper, also, but I make up for it with other things or other skills and departments in the sport.
Yeah. So when did you realize that, or like, how does that get triggered? Was it like when women's volleyball started becoming more popular, more televised, ba? Or was it like even behind the spotlight?
It was even behind the spotlight. It actually started when I started playing volleyball, which was in elementary. Because I'm not sure if it's the same for other girls or other teams that when they start choosing positions for the other players or for their players, the coaches, the tall ones, of course, they would make them spikers. And the small ones, they would make them setters or liberos.
Yeah.
So I think from back then, there would already be that thing that I'm small, so I cannot be a spiker. Even if it was my dream to be a spiker before.
Really? It was your dream to be a spiker?
Of course! I want to score.
Yeah, pero you scored so much as a setter, Gia. Lagi ako nagko-cover. Gia. Yeah. Oh, wow. Actually, this is the first time I've been hearing this side of you, which is super awesome din. Yeah, parang din, like, but then like but then that actually like reminds me of yung mga times na, 'di ba, like, because there are like these like quote unquote closed doors, pero I think it set you up for
Yes.
for like to be like 8-time PVL Best Setter. Like, I think, 'di ba, like, did you expect that you would find your strengths din as a setter, even though parang hindi nga natupad yung dream mo as a spiker?
Yeah, I think for me, my parents were big on teaching us, me and my siblings, that no matter where you find yourself in your life, whatever you're doing, just give your best. And when I was named to be a setter by my coaches back in elementary and high school, I said, okay, if this is my role, if this is what I can do to help and contribute to the team, then I'm going to give all of my efforts to becoming the best setter I can be, whatever that may look like. But I never thought that I would be playing actually in high school. I would be playing in Ateneo, and I would be playing professional volleyball, because before women's professional volleyball did not exist.
Yes.
So, may limit lang talaga yung nakikita kong vision for my career. Like, if you want to play university, if you want to play after university, the only way you can do that is if you enlist in the army or the navy. But there were no company club teams yet. So for me, yung sight ko lang talaga is, what am I doing now? And that's to be a setter and to learn everything I need to be the best setter that I can be.
This season is made possible by Dove Philippines and Sing Life Philippines. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you stay updated when we upload new videos. Parang you were really so present on like what was on your plate, and the opportunities just opened. Pero kasi I remember, yes, we are the same age, so I also do remember like my parents would also like tell me na syempre mag-aral ka ng mabuti, 'di ba? Because like we don't know what sport has in the future, ganon. Yeah. And yeah, so it has really been like women's sports has really gone like really far ahead na from
It
our
has.
time.
It has. From our times.
From our time. Yun. And actually, body insecurity is the number one reason girls quit the sports they love also. So, are you surprised by this statistic na parang hindi ka nag-isa in like so in like having those thoughts of like about body insecurity and those doubts?
Yeah, I'm not surprised because every day, even not talking about sports, just every day, just being a woman, being a girl, we're already being given barriers or stereotypes that we can't do things that others can't just because of how we are made biologically, just because of not just biologically, even like our emotions, how we think and everything. Like it's not a weakness. It's not supposed to be a weakness, but people see it as a weakness. So in turn, us, we're not given like the same opportunities that we're supposed to be getting just because we're girls. So in sports, I'm not surprised to hear that also. And it's sad actually to hear that girls who just enjoy doing what they're doing are told that they can't be more than what they want to be.
Yeah. And then back then did you even like try changing anything about yourself but like when you face those challenges?
I didn't try changing anything, but I tried hiding
Ah, yeah.
hiding things. So like if my insecurity was my legs or my height, I would try to dress differently just to mask that and everything. Because like in volleyball, I can't hide that because I'm wearing shorts and I'm wearing knee pads and my legs are really exposed. But outside in everyday life, I I do I did try to hide my body just because I was very shy and insecure about it.
Yeah, I remember also back in college then because I was part of the Ateneo swim team then like yeah so pag swimmers it's the shoulders naman so
Mm,
parang it's like oh you really try to like wear less sleeveless put on a
mm-hmm.
jacket then like para hindi lang mahalata pero even what I'm actually glad about like women's sports today na parang there are role models like Heidelin Diaz na they're also on billboards so it actually gives more role models for women din diba like there's more visibility na there are different kinds of women in all shapes and sizes then
Yes.
and we could
And
be
I, sorry,
yeah.
and you mentioned that Heidelin and other women now on billboards, magazines, TVs, like there's more diversity in how we look, size and everything, but it does not mean that you're any less strong, you're any less feminine, you're any less worthy of, doing the things that you want to do just because of your body size. Like before, if you say strong, it means like buff or anything, but you can also be strong when you're slim, when you're having a little more weight than before and everything. And I'm happy now that more people are becoming more and more aware of that and embracing how they are and not just sticking to like an impossible like stereotype or image of a perfect woman, a perfect, strong and independent woman. Yeah.
Hindi naman tayo perfect, diba? Like, no one's
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, so how are you embracing, like, yourself now, Gia?
Mm, well, for me, I'm not really thinking so much about like how I look. For me, when I dress, it's more comfort over style. Well, actually, si Miguel ngayon ang mas nagtuturo sa akin na you can have both. Yes.
Yes, TikTok.
Yeah, but yes. But yeah, like not like before when I would really do everything to hide my body and insecurities. Now I'm more open to it and I see other girls are being more open to it also and I'm just happy that I don't have to like put myself in a shell because I feel like I'm cutting also my opportunities and the things that I can do whenever I do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I feel like when young girls hear your story now, when they hear this, they'll be like, yeah, and Ate Gia is now in Japan playing like professional volleyball, diba? And it's because you just never gave up or let body insecurity make you quit sport. So, yeah, and then how could you encourage girls naman to stay in sport when they face these mental battles?
I think the biggest thing for me, because even right now, I still have those mental battles and um, thoughts of doubt that if I'm not careful about it, they could really hold me back and um, lower the way, the level I'm playing right now. But whenever that happens, I just go back to how I was when I was little, that volleyball was something that really made me happy. If I was stressed about school, volleyball would take that away. If I was stressed about other problems, volleyball would take that away. So that's actually how my conversations go also with my teammates here in Japan. Like I have a teammate who is an Olympian, and of course, like the pressure for her is much, much bigger when she plays in the Olympics, and the pressure is never ending. But that's also how she goes through it. She remembers that when she was a little girl, volleyball was something that made her happy. She knows why she's playing. She's doing it for herself. She's doing it for her family. And eventually, she also was doing it for the next generation. That's the same also for me. Before, when I was starting out playing in elementary and high school, it was just to make myself better in my craft as a setter. When I reached university, professional, and now I saw that it really branches out to things outside yourself. So I get more fulfillment thinking that I can bring something home to the Philippines from here in Japan that I can pass on to the next generation and, make volleyball even higher in our country, and eventually like we'll be powerhouses also like in Asia or in the world, but it has to start somewhere. So now, like, kahit naghihirap ako dito or nahihirapan ako being away from home, I know that, maybe may matulungan din akong kid and eventually she will also play abroad. Yun lang. Yun lang yung naiisip ko.
Oo, I think like, it also takes so much strength from us to be moving a needle, right? Na parang creating like new pathways kasi it's easy to follow a pathway. Pero pag yung ikaw yung nagba-break open, it's like, wow, like it really takes so much faith also in
Mm-hmm.
yourself and in God to be able to open that. So I super empathize with what you just said did. Yeah, kahit
Very,
mahirap
very
it's
Ignatian. Yes.
yeah. Oh, and yeah, so just talking about like women's volley, like growing the game of women's volleyball in the Philippines. Are there still stigmas in women's volleyball that you want to change pa rin?
I think there are in terms of like being a Filipina volleyball player. Um, because before I would really see that when other countries would recruit imports, they would first look at Korea or Thailand or other countries besides the Philippines, and now they're starting to look at us as potential imports because they see that kaya rin natin makipagsabayan sa kanila and they can get players from us that will definitely help their team win championships. Now, how many have played abroad? Me, Jaja, MJ, and there were like a few also before that.
Yeah.
Eventually, other countries will keep getting from the Philippines and really see that we are capable of playing abroad, even if before they would see us as a small country with small volleyball players playing at a low level. No, we're really rising in terms of level in the Philippines. And they see that. They see that in the ABC last year. A lot of the coaches actually approached us after that bronze medal finish and just asked us, what changed? What happened? Like it's so different now compared to how we saw the Philippines before. So hearing that, it's so motivating to just keep doing what we're doing and do things even better.
Yeah.
Na makita lang talaga na women volleyball players in the Philippines can also play abroad, not just from America, not just from Europe, not just from China or Japan.
And throwing that question to you na tinanong ng mga coaches from other countries, now, yun nga, what changed?
I think last season we were very blessed because we also got the young talents from UAAP and yung mga fresh graduate lang din from UAAP. Because before we would really just rely on a pool of veteran players playing professionally, which is not a bad thing then. But to have a good combination of veterans and young, strong players with so much potential and put them together in one team and everyone just wanting to represent and learn also what they can in the international scene. Everyone was just so eager to play. And it's been a while since we had that. We had young players play in the national team also. So, yun lang yung masasagot namin sa kanila because we are far from the experienced teams.
Mm-hmm.
We are not an experienced team. So, put that together with years of experience in a long-term program, may kaya natin makipaglaban talaga.
Yeah, long-term programs really start somewhere, and that includes like getting really to the youngest but most talented players in our country. Yun. And yeah, so about and women's volleyball in the Philippines naman, like it is very popular now thanks to you guys then for like like just bringing in the audience and the fans. And I think like there are lots of girls who participate in women's volleyball, pero how else can we grow like in the local setting, or do you think that it's still like best to continue to get to send players abroad, ganon?
I think it's more of a collective effort from everyone because yes, we're getting more people to play abroad. There are more opportunities, but at the same time, we also can't forget now we also have to develop at the grassroots level to get more and more volleyball players to play in the next level in elementary and then university and then professional and then abroad. It's really the same thing for other countries. The players on top who play abroad, they bring back what they know and what they can to the country. But at the same time, sino yung matuturuan nila kung hindi natin i-develop din yung grassroots level? So, it's not just the players that have to work. We also have to be able to fully equip coaches to train as well. Like I was blessed to be able to play under coaches that made me who I am today. But not everyone has that opportunity also. So wouldn't it be great if everyone had that opportunity or more? Para wala talaga tayong may iwanan in terms of level, in terms of opportunities. Para if they do have dreams of playing abroad, or not even abroad, playing in the UAAP, playing in the NCAA, or in the PVL or whatnot, giving them that chance would be how I feel, the best way to give back. So eventually, I hope na I could also open up a school, or not just for players, even for coaches that can reach more around the Philippines. Because right now, we only have a few cities that really focus on volleyball. Not like Japan, every city has someone handling their volleyball program. So to see that in the future for the Philippines would be great too.
Yeah, like I remember you've been like so active already in like those coaching academies, then like in
Mm-hmm.
at least the small scale ones, right? But yeah, like your career in volley and your contributions in women's volleyball, the sky's the limit, Gia. Like you're living like unbelievable dreams talaga. That's all I could say.
Thank you, B. Pero
Yeah.
really, I don't, I just want to throw this in also. I
Yeah.
don't think volleyball, women's volleyball, or Philippine volleyball would be as popular as it is if it weren't for people like you, like the people who share our stories also and make the public see that we are also people, we are also dreamers, we have our ambitions, and it means a lot to have this kind of support now. Kasi umiingay talaga ang volleyball sa Pilipinas and naririnig tayo like all around the world. So thank you, V. And thank you
Oh.
to everyone who has been helping us share our stories too.
Aw, thanks, Gia. Oh my gosh. Flashbacks na talaga to our press room days.
Yes, actually, yung name mo nga sa iPad ko is B. Gaidon.
Ilang years ago na ulit yan. I love it. I love it. Keep it that way. Parang, like, yeah, like, we do not despise the humble beginnings. Kasi ako rin, like, honestly, never really saw myself, like, starting this also. Like, yeah, to all our listeners and viewers, like, Atleta Filipina was also just like me and Gia, I think we just really embraced like the open doors, the opportunities we never thought would be presented to us. So yeah, like encouragement din yun sa mga listeners and viewers na just go for it and try new things and be brave. Yeah. And Gia, like I actually have a surprise segment for you.
Really?
Yeah.
But I'd be nervous.
Yeah. So we have this thing called Atleta Filipina Rapid Fire. So it's
Okay.
inside there are questions, like random questions that I'm just
Mm-hmm.
gonna pick out also and like just answer like on like top of mind lang. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yun. So ayan. So what is the strangest unsolicited comment you have received about your body? So this is still related to our like our campaign.
I have very big calves.
Oh.
Yes, and they
Boo.
wonder if mabilis ba ako gumalaw or nabibigatan daw ba ako.
Oh no. Grabe no, parang when you're in the public stage talaga, it's like you see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oo. Oh, Gia, like don't yun yeah, like we use like the learnings that you shared, 'di ba?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And it don't affect
Confidence.
me anymore, don't worry.
Yeah, and healed na tayo. Okay, like the second one is and the last one also is at what age do you feel like you started to feel hypercritical of your own body? Yeah, what age?
I think when I was in high school, when I was graduating high school, so around 16, 17.
Yeah.
Probably when I was hitting puberty and like I could see the other girls around me starting to bloom and I was like, am I blooming too? Do I look the same?
Oh my gosh. At 16, 17, like I was also like competitively swimming and I remember I was just like, ba't mukha akong dugyot-dugyot? Kasi ang itim ko tapos may goggle marks. Oh my gosh, girl. Yeah, so I resonate also. So yeah, like yeah, to just wrap up then like our episode for today, like can you just share your encouragement to listeners and viewers or what you want to say to the audience?
Especially for the young girls out there who are just enjoying what they're doing now, playing their sport, whatever it is. And most especially to the young volleyball players. Just don't forget how you started and how much you're enjoying what you're doing now because things are not going to get easier. as the level, gets higher, gets harder, you really have to hold on to why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and how it used to make you happy when you started playing, because that's how we're handling the challenges also at this level. Just don't forget the little girl who, enjoyed the sport when she entered it. Yeah.
Aw, thank you so much, Gia, and thank you for guesting in our first ever season of She Speaks. We're really honored to have you on the show. And to our listeners and viewers, don't forget to follow us at Atleta Filipina to catch more of these She Speaks episodes and our features on Filipina athletes. Again, this season is made possible by the Philippines and Sing Life Philippines. I'm Bigo, and thank you for tuning in. Bye! This season is made possible by the Philippines and Sing Life Philippines. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you stay updated when we upload new videos.